Well, Syria won't allow Al Jazeera and other international media in the country. Jane Arraf is watching developments for us from Ramtha in Jordan. Jane, as I've been saying, I mean, many Syrians have been crossing that border into Jordan. Tell us about the latest on the situation there. How many Syrians continue to flee their country?
Well, Foley, you can see behind me we're at the border crossing, one of two border crossings with Syria, and Syrians continue to come every day. It's hard to put specific figures on it, but some Jordanian officials believe there are up to 40,000 Syrians here. Now, they're not calling them refugees, they're calling them guests, and that's because it's an extremely complicated situation where they don't want to embarrass the Syrian government. This isn't the biggest refugee population, but it is one of the most interesting. We've been speaking to Syrians who have come across, and they include families who are destitute. They include people who have defected from the army. They include a mosque imam we just spoke with, who was practically in tears when he said he was prevented from going to his mosque for 7 weeks. And everywhere we've been hearing stories of people being killed. A teenager who told us his cousin was shot in front of him. People arrested. A lot of these people coming now are not coming from this border crossing behind me. They're actually crossing illegally, and they are being allowed to stay. Foley?
So the Jordanians, Jane, you say, don't want to refer to these people as refugees yet, but what's life like for them in Jordan once they cross the border? How are they welcomed? You know, are they put in camps? And you know, how do they get on daily, basically?
It's really hard. There aren't camps as such. To have camps would be to indicate that there actually is a refugee problem here. The Jordanians have been very welcoming, and part of that is because there are tribes that range on both sides of the border. There are a lot of family ties. They share the same religion. These are Sunnis coming across, Sunni Muslims coming across. And the Jordanian government in general has not been sending anybody back. But at the same time, because they're not acknowledged as refugees, there isn't a lot of help coming to them. There are families who have absolutely nothing, no furniture, very little food. Now, the Jordanian government is helping them through the United Nations Refugee Agency, and the UNHCR, the refugee agency, is working with the Jordanian government, but those agencies don't even want to acknowledge that they're helping the refugees. So in a sense, they're almost invisible. And on top of the usual uncertainty, there's an absolute terror here. People are afraid to be on camera, they're afraid they would be recognized, they're deathly afraid for their families still back in Syria.
Okay.
Foley?
Thank you very much, Jane Arraf, reporting there live from Ramtha on the border between Jordan and Syria.